Hello and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Monday Pool Archives. And today we'll be continuing our look at the last 5 years of Chester Thursday Pool. And last time we looked at the Cross Foxes 17 season in 2017. We'll be continuing the last 5 years from the St Werburghs, which is where myself and the guest tonight, or well, I say guest, he's a regular on the show. This is where we started off in the 2018 season, or the 2017-18 season from St Werburghs. So Nick, how are you doing? Yeah, good, thank you. Obviously, today is a day when the pubs are opening up again, the beer gardens as we're recording. But we've managed to resist, and we're going through some pool. Well, you still can't play pool, can you? So I think the right place for people who enjoy playing pool. So I believe that the reins are over to you. You're the captain of the team now. So, because when we got into this season, I decided I wasn't going to captain another team on a Thursday. Problems at Cross Foxes 17 arose, especially after I lost my car. People were struggling to get down. I had to make sure people would get on the train to come and play for us, and obviously the addition of Mike Field helped. Ronnie was coming down with his grandson Dan, which also helped. So we were getting there, but I think feasibly to run a team again, it wasn't going to happen without driving. So, but you've stepped up to the plate, and you've got some links here, haven't you? You've got people from Bowls, where you got the venue from someone you knew who played with Bowls, and you've brought players over from the Cottage, which I don't think I would have been able to do. So, not to mention, of course, Steve Kerr and Ben, his friend Ben as well, came over. All right, from the Saddle, so 2 great signings there. Let's start then. The first game of the season, Borton Hall Cricket Club versus St Werburghs. Can you remember this one, Nick? Wow. Good memory. Yeah, so a great result there to start off. I think we lost the previous season for Foxes 17 as well. Um, Nice to see Ronnie get on the scoreboard because he was consistently losing to the most senior Borton Hall player. John wasn't he regularly, so no. I think I remember Steve Kerr playing some flamboyant good shots in that one, if I'm correct. I don't think we had particularly high expectation, or I don't think I did anyway, but it was a heck of a good feel-good night when we won that one 5-2. Yeah, that would have put us at or near the top of the table, wouldn't it, after that? And I think everyone was having a good time as well. Everyone seemed to be getting on. Good camaraderie. getting to gel as a team, weren't we? So quick. Did we practice at Wernbergs beforehand? Before we went? That might have been me actually. Yeah, I do remember going over to the Stanleys. I think, yeah, with one or two other players sometimes, because the table was free, and yeah, it was difficult to get a game with the Cottage. That was a chocker, and but yeah, I mean, we could have some of our players playing in Wernbergs and some of our players practicing in Stanleys. Yeah, it was a good, it's quite handy down that end of Brook Street. For, obviously, Wernberg's pretty much next door to the Cottage, and Stanley's directly over the road. So, and sometimes we played snooker, didn't we, as a warm up? I remember this. Yeah, I mean that's fantastic. Yeah. I don't know if straight from the get-go, but I remember a few of us got a good 2 or 3 games in. I think. Yeah. I think if you were there early, less people were there, and you could get. You get more of a game, but yeah, doubles matches were handy when people needed to warm up, and we were getting quite close to the start of the match. Um, yeah, bonus for Ron Wilson here. He didn't have the car parking problems as he had in Cross Foxes. I remember having to park really close to me at some point. He was going left hand down. It was a bit of a tight car park at Foxes, but you could park right by the side of the Cottage, couldn't you? But he's probably been dropped off by Chris at this point anyway. So a great start then, 5-2. Right, so we move on to the D Miller at home. Can you remember this one? I don't think 7-0 rings a bell. I think a 4-3 or a 5-2 win. I don't think it was 6, but I know it was another great win, and the team was still buzzing. Back on the first home game for us on the Wernberg's table, and it's got the supreme table, isn't it? And I mean, how did it play? I think it played well. Was the cloth was there wasn't the sort of a nap on the cloth, was it? It was kind of a speed cloth, if I'm correct. Um, I mean, that's providing we did actually start with that new table at the start of the year, or did we start the season with an older table? Did we actually start with the old table? Yeah. So I remember the pockets being quite tight, quite difficult to negotiate, but it was decent enough, and we adapted to it pretty well, I think. So without remembering too much more about this, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got another win on the score sheet. Did you manage to get one on this? Yeah. So everyone playing on good. Could have, but yeah. Your memory's better than mine. These seasons. So yeah. Anything more you can remember on this one? Yeah, Ben wasn't making his debut up to this point. Right. Okay. Now we can remember this one, Saddle versus St Werburghs, the man in the picture, Chris. Now there was a decision he wasn't happy about, and I remember him going on early and losing his frame, and he wasn't happy about it. Can you remember what that was about, exactly? Right, there we go. That gets you out to try and explain what the situation was. Yeah, there was something Chris wasn't happy about. I think it cost him the game, but it didn't matter because we went on to win this one 5-2, I think. I think I might have got the better of Amy Sprayer in this one, and yeah, quite possibly, Nick. Yeah, yeah. So a bit of revitalised captaincy for me again. I think my field went on and won against Jamie Austin, I think, in the last frame. So it was, it went from strength to strength, and we were expecting quite a tough game in this one. Because although we'd got Steve and Ben, I think the Saddle still had a pretty strong team. And Matt Letson, I think, was playing for them. So yeah, I mean, it was little consolation for Chris. He was livid, but I think we kept telling him it didn't matter. We won a good game there, and probably were top of the league at this point. Absolutely buzzing. Yeah, I can probably count the amount of times I've been top of the league on one hand. So absolutely loving it. So we go away to the Cottage. Were you back for this one, Nick? Possibly, very possibly. We were flying, of course, and no doubt we did win the game at least 5-2, possibly 6-1 or 7-0, like you say. We were, probably at the top of. I think Saddle were at the top of the league with us the previous week, and yeah, I mean that's sort of makes. I think we've definitely consolidated our position at the top after this one. Mike Field, one of the players, undoubtedly performing. Seeing him playing at the Cottage. So Sean would have been playing regularly, and Steve Kerr would have still been on decent form. Can you remember any more particular memories, Nick? Yeah. Okay, there we go. For business. So Chris would have parked his car outside the cottage, probably by the side of the cottage, or further down the road, but reasonably absent. So was Jeff with us at that point? Yeah, right. Brilliant, yeah. I mean, yeah, Jeff probably wouldn't have been one of the strongest 7 players at this point, but it's still handy to have strength and depth in the squad. Um, so yeah, Chris Cotton evidently could have lasted very long at Cliff Hurst's team at the start of this year. If it was indeed the 4th game of the season, he came over to join us. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can't. For anyone who's unsure why you couldn't play straight away, you need to make sure the transfer goes through. Ideally, both captains are meant to sign, aren't they? I think sometimes a captain that's losing someone will never sign it, but I think it generally gets waived. Yeah, I think Chris was just a bit bothered about not being kept in the loop about a game. And, yeah, he got to the point where he wouldn't come down unless he was absolutely sure the game was on. Obviously, him and Ronnie had a long way to come. I think, yeah, more and more games were getting called off in the Chichester Thursday League for various reasons. I mean, not generally that many, but on occasion they'd be called off. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a full squad now. I think we've got 10 or 11 players. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a distant memory when 4 players were turning up for me the previous year. So you're doing a great job as captain at the moment. Right, so we're away at the Grosvenor Bay away, and this is a bit of an anomaly for me because I can't remember this one at all. Did we possibly come to our first defeat in this one? That would make more sense, actually. Yeah, I think I do remember it now you mention it, and Chris Cotton was definitely there. I think he did win. I think Ronnie didn't get to go on, or you didn't get to go on, or something. I think we had it wrapped up by the 83rd. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, did Jeff not play either? Jeff was eligible at this point, but he didn't play. And he was a bit unhappy about it. Yeah, I think Jeff was a bit unhappy about it, actually. Um, I mean, I think I might be completely missing the mark here, but I think Matt Cavana might have come down as well. He came down for you, and then just played Riley's in one game. It might have been this. It might have been this time as well. He might have come down as well for this one. I could be wrong, um, but he didn't play. Yeah, well, he didn't play Riley's either, did he? Yeah. So yeah, yeah, your memory served us well here. So we're through to the next round of the cup. Is it the Diva Trophy, the main one? Is that what it is on a Thursday? And this probably would have been the Diva because it's 5 straight wins, absolutely flying. Anything else to say on this one? Yeah, I think good win for Ronnie, wrapping it up. Right, Brewery at home. I'll let you go first on this one if you want, if you've got any memories or. Um, yeah, go on and explain in more detail if you can. Chichester. So that was it. One of their players wouldn't accept the foul. Got you. Yeah. You remember it being lively, this one. With the all wearing hoodies with the dangly things coming down in front of them. Um, yeah, what I remember, I think we won this one narrowly 4-3, I think. I think I succumbed to my first or second loss of the season. I might have lost at the Grosvenor. But yeah, I remember Mike in particular being unhappy with me, not taking enough care of my shots. Um, as it was. We've won, but we've had to pull this one out of the bag, I think, to win. I imagine Chris Cotton's played for us in this one again. Um, and I wouldn't know if Jeff has turned up. But, yeah, I can believe that. Um, so yeah, this would probably have been the only time you've played with Jeff. Well, apart from the previous season at Fox's 17, obviously. Um, yeah, I don't think there's much more to say on that one. We're still looking very good, but probably lucky to be getting the win there in some respect. Right, so we're away at Fox's X. Um, Marcus Turner would have come down for a few as well, but I don't think he played. I think he was quite happy to just come down and watch. Um, Yeah, do you remember this game? Yeah, without going into, yeah, I can't remember any particularities about this one, but well, did we lose it? Was it a bit of a shock defeat? I mean, you think we won for sure? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I hope you return back to our previous venue. We probably enjoyed returning to the pizza and having a night off the. What was the food like at Wernberg's generally? Sausage rolls, samosas, and sandwiches. Ah, yeah, yeah. Alicia would most certainly have been captain. Yeah. Um, so was it a narrow win or a big win? Okay. Yeah, great. Um, so, oh yeah, things are heating up now. Um, we're going away to the Stanleys, and you know what food they have there? They have the spicy curry Dwight used to make, um, and yeah, Chris Cotton, the man in the picture, was definitely the. I mean, this could have been the game he refused to turn up to. I think, or was it the Monday game where when he came into the point where he was having to go for the ball, and he was just kept coming short of it. Just kept coming short off the cushion. Yeah, both games were at the City Arms. Yeah, still listed on these team. Um, Chris, I think the opposition were trying to say that Chris wasn't making a reasonable attempt to go for the ball, and it kept happening. Um, it was almost like he just left it short. They were thinking he was deliberate fouling it, which would have been a loss of frame in Monday or Thursday rules. Um, I mean, but yeah, I do remember, like you say, that our Monday, we were playing there on a Monday. You know, either about 6, or a few days before or a few days after this one. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so the issue was on a Thursday then, when Chris had refused to play on the Monday. Yeah, that's right. But you managed to sort out your Monday team, haven't you? But what about this match then on the Thursday? Apart from that Chris Cotton game, what else happened? I think I might have had about 2 or 3 shots in my game and got tin atted or something. I think I lost without doing an awful lot wrong. So, but you think we still managed to come out victorious? Again, another more damage done to one of our players called Chris, and but Chris would continue to play on a Thursday. He just wouldn't play at the City Hotel again. Um, but I don't think little Chris was turning up at this point, was he? I think he'd stopped coming. I could be wrong. Okay, Riley's University of Chester at home. Now, does this ring any bells? Right, well, yeah, this is the big story really when everything sort of heated up. If I'm thinking this is the correct game, do you remember this Riley's University of Chester at home match? Certainly believable, and wasn't this a game where everything was a bit heated? Okay, the red line at home, you say, right? Okay, yeah. So I'll leave this to you then to explain this one. Is this when he stopped coming permanently? Right. Right. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. That's the best picture I had of him picking his nose. But never mind. Hmm? Do you remember? Well, right. Yeah. Um, yeah. I bet that's not the only time you've been robbed, but yeah, kudos for you remembering it. I think players being on holiday and it was little Chris's bad, but I feel it's sort of costing us a little bit at the moment, isn't it? We've not lost many, but I don't think Riley's University of Chester were a team we were expecting to lose to, really, were they? A bit lower than us in the league. Um, okay. So, any other comments on that one? So, at the Chichester, yeah, this is, yeah, we can sort of reference the title of the podcast for this one, 5 years after 15, and you can see me playing at number 15, where of course Jamie was the manager there, and Jamie was managing the Chichester when we went to play for them for Wernbergs. So a bit of a rivalry in that kind of stint there. Yeah, yeah, Nick, can you remember the match? Ah, good memory. That's a great memory. Um, yeah, I remember that was it. Yeah, things were starting to escalate a bit then, weren't they, with Chris? Um, yeah, I remember. Yeah, Jamie making the food, absolutely fantastic food, some nice wraps, which we used to get at our heyday, number 15, probably. Yeah, I remember she was cheering when they won, which was a bit annoying. Um, so yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. I think I was reffing or playing, but a couple of their players weren't happy with something I'd done. I think they thought I might have been in the line of a player's shot or something, but that's something I never do. Or they might have thought I was, I don't know, queuing too close to one of their players. I can't remember, but I think I did manage to win my frame, if I'm correct, Nick. Yeah. But yeah, I remember Mike was there. Mike would have played. Probably just about won himself, didn't he? Possibly. I think James Hammersley's good run might have been he might have been faltering a bit at this point. But yeah, a bit of a not as I don't know if it's anything to do with Chris Cotton joining, but team probably not quite as harmonious as it was at the start of the year. And another loss, but still reason to be optimistic as we go into. But again, it's nice to go to a new venue. Always nice. And in the Chester League, one of the main reasons for going to play in it was all the new venues you could turn up at. Having exhausted all the Ellesmere Port League with about one new venue every season, if that, joining the league. We're not getting any new venues in at the moment, but yeah, fantastic in the Chester League how there'd always be new venues to go to. I think that was why about 5 teams got promoted, including Cliff's number 15 team at one point, because 6 new teams joined the league, or maybe even as many as 8. So it's exciting to be in this league, this Chester League Division 2. We got lots of new players joining. So I mean, lots of new venues to go to. Okay, so no picture for this, I'm afraid, but the red line at home. Now this was a particularly interesting game, wasn't it? Do you want to go first or second for this one? Right, okay, so first 3 or 4 games, everything's fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. We're probably level about 2-2. And then it comes to the point where you have a decision to make. You've got Chris Cotton and Ron who've been turning up regularly, or you've got Ben who's not played very much and hasn't been turning up that often. You've decided to put Ben on. Ben's lost. So yeah, just talk us through what happened. Was this his first game for us? Steve Kerr, your vice captain, of course, this season. Was this Ben's first game? Played a few. Well, yeah, I mean, Chris and Ronnie didn't play, obviously. Chris was annoyed for not playing himself. He was also annoyed that Ronnie didn't play. I don't think Ronnie was that bothered. I think he'd not been playing particularly well. Chris's form was pretty bad, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just Chris being a bit disappointed, but things carried on. I got Marcus to turn up that night, and I gave him a list of some things to talk to you about. I said, pull Nick aside and tell him you're annoyed that you haven't played. And I think he thought he really was annoyed, but Marcus didn't particularly expect to play this season. Said other things like, "Oh, your checkered shirt's fashionable, and your football team's rubbish," which is a bit harsh considering the fortunes of Bury FC in the last few years. But yeah, we've lost that one, and things are starting to heat up, aren't they? We're away at the Royal Oak next. I mean this is following the Riley's Cup game, of course. Dave Dean debuted for you on that night. He just came down as a one-off. Came up with me and Matt on a train. Me and Matt and Dave had been playing a bit of night ball. I think Matt Kivana had previously turned up at the Grosvenor. He was a bit annoyed that Dave Dean got to play and he didn't. I mean, Dave Dean lost anyway. And we've lost 4 like Riley's completely whitewashed. And I went off the black, did I? Did I foul? Robbie Maxwell playing for Riley's FCB from what I remember, but not against me or Dave. So Royal Oak away. I remember this one because it'd be quite fitted to present times actually. I don't know if an outdoor pool table would be allowed to use it. I don't know if they're playing at the Royal Oak tonight, but what? They've taken the table away now, you say? Well, it was nice when we had the outdoor table at the Royal. I remember going on 3rd or 4th, playing a nice blacking, and there was a real feel-good moment. I think, we were all quite relaxed. I think what Chris had said that he wasn't going to turn up for another Monday. Yeah, and Ronnie couldn't come either because. Yeah. I think the poor form, I think that warranted probably dropping the play. You probably go with some you don't know that much about. It's a bit of a gamble maybe. Although Chris is a capable player, but he wasn't playing well at the time. And the Royal Oak things were a lot more calm. I think Steve Kerr played well. Mike Field, yourself. I think we got a 4-2, 4-3, or a 5-2 victory at the Royal Oak. And that brings us to the Edgerton Brook Street Beer home game. And you played Nathan Dean, did you, in this one? Yeah, and he was complaining about the heating, if I'm right. And did we win the game overall as well? So that's a great win. Edgerton Brook Street would be near the top at the end of the season and promoted, right? So, any comment on the rest of the season? I mean, this was my last game, I should point out. I'm sure it was nothing personal. I'm sure I wasn't disheartened at this point. Well, it could have been. I don't know. So this is halfway through the season, and we're about third or fourth in the league, right? So anything of mention in the second half of the season, or have things calmed down by now? Yeah, very creditable. Yeah, so we'll just continue into the 18-19 season, also from St Werburghs. Yeah, another good stint there. But yeah. But you decided not to stay at St Werburghs for the next year. Sure. So that brought you to the Bridgewater, where you currently are now. So we've got some results. So the season started off on the 1st of August 2019 with a bye week. And then the 8th of August, you had another bye week. 15th of August, Cross Foxes X 152 at home. So you just have to let me know when you played. 29th of August, you had another bye week. And then it was a 7-0 home win against Cottage. So had you played any other games for Bridgewater at this point? So yeah, 3 bye weeks. Yeah, I imagine that would have annoyed Chris Cotton and Ronnie if they come all the way from Wernbergs. I found out there was no game. Stanley's at home. Oh, no, sorry, yeah. Carlton B away, lost 4-3. But Stanley's at home. It's won 6-1 in that one. Lost 4-3 at the Sunday Ferry. Big table. So you're against Wernbergs and you lose 4-3 to St Werburghs. Wernberg's players that you played with the previous year? Yes, a lot of change. With the likes of Steve Kerr and Ben still playing at this point. Did you say the Carlton brothers? Okay. Wanted a bit of glory. Broughton Hall Cricket Club won 4-3 away. Well, basic finish was it, or anything special? Very good, yeah. And so Red Lion won 5-2 at home. I take it less drama in this Red Lion home match. And that's halfway through the season. Shorter league, really. So then you've got your bye weeks. You've managed to win 5-2 at the Cross Foxes, am I right? Or lose 5-2? Cross Foxes at 5-2. So another 7-0 against Cottage B. But is that a 5-2 loss at the Carlton B? Yeah. 5-2, yeah. Let me sure looking at the website. Team is first on the So that must mean you lost 4-3 at the Stanleys. So did you lose 5-6-1 at Saltney Ferry? Um, and then you've beaten Wernberg's 5-2 away from home? Last year. Then it was Broughton Hall Cricket. 4-3. Last game of the season, I assume you beat the Red Lion 5-2. Yeah, so anything else, Nick? It fits in quite nicely to where we are at present day. So the season was closed when COVID started up, but you were still playing in your Monday league. Final league table for Division 2 this year. Cottage B in 9th, Carlton in 8th, Carlton B. Quite a low finish for Carlton B, considering their previous seasons. Cross Foxes X in 7th, Saltney Ferry 6th, Stanley's 5th, Borden Hall Cricket Club 4th, Red Lion 3rd, and then the Bridgewater promoted with 93 points in 2nd place. The Red Lion were at 85. St Werburghs winners with 105. So quite a good league table to end since we've spent the day talking about Wernbergs and Bridgewater. They're the top two. So quite a lot of players played for the Bridgewater this season, right? Would it be wrong to say no less than about 30 players turned in? So we'll just name a few of these. I'm not going to mention anyone that's not won any. I'll mention Paul question mark, won one, lost one. SR Challoner won one, lost one, and Steve Grove won one, lost one. As was Tony Roberts, Al Griffiths, David Morris. Dean Knowles played 2 and won 1, and M Harrison played 3 and won 1. Lee Jackson, is that the same Lee Jackson who used to play for Highfield? Yeah, okay, so yeah, there we go, yeah. James Fielding, 4 wins. 2 wins out of 4, and then Steve Nuttall, 3 wins out of 6. G. Thompson, 2 wins out of 11. That's quite a poor ratio, really, if he's playing every game, playing a lot of games. D. Miller, not the pub, 5-2. T. Brew, 5-3-2. And James Hill played 2-1-2. And then we're up to you, Nick, played 10-1-4. And S. Crow played 11-1-4. Phil Challoner played 9-1-5. Just stop me if you want to mention any of the players. Jay Doherty, 3 wins out of 6. And here's Jay Rule, 4 wins out of 11. Not particularly good for players of his standard. C. Earl played well, 9 wins out of 11. And Will Jones, 7 wins out of 11. Gareth Metcalf, 10 wins out of 14. It's actually, I've quite noticed that a few of the Carlton B players from when they were near the top of the league are playing for you this year. Jan Barbuska, 8 wins out of 16. Andy Rowland, 9 wins out of 15. Chris Caswell, 11 wins out of 15. Gareth Metcalf, 10 wins out of 14. And C. Earl, 9 wins out of 11. Mark Hawkes, 11 wins out of 14. And picking the letter, Gordon Quinn, 11 wins out of 15. So yeah, there's a lot of players that have turned out. Well, Jonathan Rule, Jan Barbuska, these were names which came up when we were talking about Carlton B, who played Cross Fox's 17 plays in episode 1 of this. Yeah, and possibly Roland and Quinn as well, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's quite a few. I mean, that explains Carlton B being so low down the table, although there was a big gap between them and 8th and 62 points, and Cottage B in 9th with 15 points. Significantly fewer teams in this year than had been the case in previous years. Mike Field played 1 game for the Cottage B and won it. Tommy Weaver played 8 and won 3. Yeah, Sean Donny's your main man for St Werburghs, 15 wins out of 16. Niall Kenyon, 12 wins out of 15. D. Corns, 10 out of 12. M. Bradshaw, 10 out of 15. D. Steaton, 9 out of 14. Imagine that's Dave Malloy, 6 out of 10. And then you've got Nige Simpson, 5 out of 8. 5 out of 14 for Mike Barrett. 3 out of 6 for Al Evans. So yeah, Ben Evans is down, but he's playing 1-0. So yeah, I imagine that is. You played with those players the previous year, then, did you? A lot of them. Yeah, that led to some names playing for the Phil Cooper, Jamie Austin, Cross Foxes C, Jamie Fraser as well. So yeah, just looking at some. Division 1, United Services won it with Centurion in 2nd and the Bridge in A in 3rd. Edgerton Brook Street B were 4th, Edgerton Sawmill 5th, you said they got promoted, Grosvenor Arms 6th, Saltley Tavern 7th, and Saltley Tavern B 8th, Riley's Euro C in 9th, and Cross Foxes C in 10th. And the Premier League division table was most recently won by the Fluckersbrook. That was somewhere where we were looking to put a team in from at one point before we went to number 15, I think. Or while we were there. Riley's second, Riley's Cont third. Edgerton Brook Street A 4th, Little Oak 5th, Riley's FCB 6th, Fox's Legends 7th, St Teresa's 8th. Where St Teresa's up is it well, I'm not sure I've played there. Cherry Orchard 9th, Little Oakage 10th, Colton A 11th, and Cottage a bit of a yo-yo team I think, in 12th. We used to remember Ray Cheers' main man this season, won 16 out of 20. That's right, yeah, I'm not sure if it's Adam or Alfie, but they both play. The first and co-play for the Cherry Orchard, 9th in the Premier League. Um, 15 ball breaks, a heck of a lot actually this season in the Premier League. Joe Ashbrook 3, 15 ball breaks, and John Broad and Rich Towers, the Fluckersbrook 2. So, without any further ado, I think we'll leave it there, Nick. And we'll see you in episode 3 of the second series next week. So I hope you've enjoyed that 5 years since some of us left number 15. And we've joined right to where you're up to now, Nick. So if you've got a message for anyone else who wants to join your Bridgewater team, a new team, next Thursday league. Sounds terrific. Yeah, so hit Nick up or hit myself or Manny Jackson. This episode, well, we looked at the Cross Foxes 17 in the first part, and then we've since looked at the St Werburghs season with the addition of Chris Cotton, the late Chris Cotton, probably not proving the right addition to the team, but most certainly some fun memories. My last season in the Thursday League, I don't know if it will be my last ever, but I remember fondly as putting up a good challenge in the 17-18 season for Bridgewater, especially having not been that competitive in the Foxes the previous year. And Nick, you've managed to stay with competitive teams for the following couple of years, which is great. So I'll let you close up. If we can get Ronnie back down after this pandemic, it would be fantastic. He always loved playing in Chester. An award winner as well for joint oldest player playing in the Chester leagues, or the players of the biggest combined age to ever play a free. So that's all. I'll see you later, folks.
Can you name this pub? Where are Jeff Povey and Dan Platt? Any ideas, Nick?
Descartes.
Where's Alistair? All those fancy football teams behind him, evidently shown on Sky. But which pub is he in Chester? Any guess?
Carton again.
Where's Big Al, regular podcaster with us?
Oh, could be bar 50.
Gary Maddox, former player with us from number 15, most recently playing at the Cherry Orchard. Where's Gary playing? If you know any of these, pop them in the chat or message myself or Nick. And for all the bonus points in the world, which pub is this? So that's it from myself, Andy Jackson, and from Bridgewater, captain for the pending Chester Thursday League season, and Monday League captain as well on the Bridgewater, Nick Allen. Goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye, Andy.
So that's it, and goodbye everyone who's watching. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out our future episodes. Or check back to the previous 11. Good night all.